to another episode of Woman Witness Podcast of Stories at the Well. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. On today's episode, I have a very special guest, and we're going to be talking about a very important topic. So, if you will, I'll go ahead and introduce my first guest to you. I'm going to read a little bit about her. I want you guys to meet Chrystol Wilson-Payne, a multifaceted woman who wears many hats. A writer, a licensed professional counselor, and a seasoned guide for individuals, couples, groups, and families. With a childhood spent traveling various places across the United States, Okinawa, Japan, as a military brat. I love that. She forges connections with diverse individuals despite being an introvert. What? No way.
Absolutely.
Chrystol's passion lies in fostering meaningful relationships through her avenues, including her writing endeavors, her blog, self-care challenges, parent workshops, retreats, corporate lectures on achieving work-life balance, and community engagement. Central to her mission and empowerment of individuals to live to their fullest potential, operating through her private practice, Journey to Better LLC. She delivers counseling services and co-hosts a Chill Out Mama podcast. Yes. Imparting wisdom across social media platforms. Today, I want to introduce to you Chrystol Wilson-Payne, and she aspires to serve as a beacon of inspiration and an advocate to your personal growth and a guiding light to individuals embarking on a transformative journey in their lives. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce to you my special guest today, Chrystol Wilson-Payne. Welcome to the Well, Chrystol.
Thank you for having me, Leah. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I'm so excited to hear about a lot of things that you are doing. Especially, I want to talk about your book today. But before we get started, I want you to kind of introduce us. I want the audience to get a feel for who you are. I know I just read a little bit about you, but I know that doesn't even scratch the surface. So tell us a little bit about who Chrystol is.
Like I said, I'm a military brat, traveled a lot in my formative years. I'm in my big 40s. Grown
Yes.
woman. I'm grown. That's what it feels like. I am married to my college sweetheart, Kevin. We have twin daughters, Morgan and Kendall. They are going to be 13 in May. You notice the background. Me and my daughters are actually on a little bit of a mountain retreat, mommy-daughter retreat.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, for their break. And they know the things that I do and that I do interviews, I do these kind of things. I say, I need an hour. So they're up there doing their preteen thing. So I appreciate them for allowing me this hour. So yeah, and I'm a professional counselor and a lot of other things, but that's who I actually am. In my real everyday life, I'm Kevin's wife, Morgan and Kendall's mom, and I am Chrystol.
Oh, I love that so much. And, just to simplify, and I know we're going to talk about it today because it's important to tear off all those other layers. And I love how you just broke it down to the skeleton and the meat and the surface. And I know we're going to talk about that today. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
This has nothing to do with anything, but how was Japan? How old were you when you lived there?
We moved there when I was 7. And we stayed there for 3 years. It was Okinawa, Japan. So it was a little island. It was an awesome experience. I didn't know any different,
Yeah.
It was just an awesome experience. And when we came back to the States, I actually realized how big that was, that I had just lived in another country. And so it was awesome. I remember living on an island in sugarcane fields. When you go to the military schools, Department of Defense schools, you have to learn about the culture that you're living in. So we learned the language, how to speak Japanese, how to write, things like that. So it was an awesome experience. And from that and every other move that I've had, it just, even as an introvert, I can have a conversation with pretty much anyone about anything.
I want to ask you about that. I really do. I mean, that's not even really what we want to talk about. But I'm sorry, you have to talk to some of us. And believe it or not, at times I too have struggled with being an introvert. So I want to know, do you think that your military background and moving to different places had a lot to do, and did it help shape this ability to overcome being an introvert?
Well, the first thing is I have now, like I said, in my 40s, but probably even before, I have embraced being an introvert because I believe, especially in the United States, It's seen as some type of like something that hinders you. And really,
Mhm.
the only difference between an introvert and an extrovert is an extrovert gains energy from social experiences, and
Yeah.
introverts, they expel it. And so they need to rest afterwards. That's literally all it
Is
is.
it?
So our social battery just dies out. Whereas those who are more extroverted, they get energy from social interaction. So it doesn't mean we don't like people. It doesn't mean we don't like to talk to people. It's just after when I'm done, don't talk to me for like 2 days.
For 2 days. I'm gonna need time to recoup, figure out what just happened.
Right. My husband is an extrovert. So when he goes out with friends, he wants to come back and then tell me everything that just
Everything about it.
happened. Right. I go out with my friends and I want to come back and go to sleep.
Okay,
Yeah.
that actually helps.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily a hindrance or anything that I have felt necessary that I had to overcome. I just had to learn to see the strength in it and prepare myself. So,
You
you know,
prepare
I do
yourself.
something like this in the middle of the day where I've gotten enough sleep. I get my tea. I can prepare myself,
Yeah,
to have a
yeah.
social interaction. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, I want some of you ladies, and I know we have a lot of them who listen or who are listening, and they tell, I get people all the time saying, Leah, I can never do that. I can never do, but you're good at that. But you know what? I might be a little bit of extrovert. I don't know, but sometimes I am an introvert. I don't know. You got to talk to me. There may be some in between
You
because
can't be
sometimes,
there's something called an ambivert. Yeah. And you're
okay,
kind of like right in the middle,
right in the middle.
Mhm.
Because I'm with you. After a while, I may need a good nap, but I think that just comes with my age. We ain't gonna talk about
See,
that though.
till we get into that too. Sometimes I'm just tired.
I'm
Like,
just really tired. I've been mommying, I've been wifing, I'm working. There's a lot going on.
absolutely.
Okay, so thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself because I think that helps a lot of people, be able to identify and themselves in this conversation. Because I want to talk about your latest book that you wrote, which is Embrace the Calm, a guided journal for overwhelmed women to cultivate joy and reduce stress.
Yes, yes.
I am all about trying to cultivate joy and reduce stress. And as a mom, I have two older ones that are in college. So they're pleasant, they're amazing, and they don't stress me out at all. But I do have little ones too. I have 11, 8-year-old and a
Okay.
6-year-old, all boys. And it's
Oh
not the fact that
my.
they're stressed out, it's just very busy,
It's
right?
just it's a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy, right? Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, a lot of sports games out here and
Mhm.
there. So I want to talk to you and some of our ladies who are listening. Crystal's going to give us a little bit of information about how we can calm and live through this stress and cultivate a calm, peaceful environment. So I want to start off and ask you, could you explain a little bit about why self-care, setting boundaries, and cultivating joy, why is it essential for maintaining mental health, and particularly for women dealing with maybe perhaps depression, anxiety, or just kind of being overwhelmed altogether?
Mhm. As a therapist now, I'm seeing a lot. I mean, most of my clients are women, and most of them are Black women. And
Mm,
so they'll come in saying something is wrong. I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not enough.
mm,
And so they're coming to me to figure out how to be enough or how to be able to do more. And then I
yeah,
ask them about their life, and I'm like, girl,
you don't need to do no
you
more.
don't need to do another thing. And you are more than enough. You just don't see it because you're placing your value on what you do, how you
Mm,
serve, what you give out to people. And now that you're tired,
mhm,
now that you might be depressed, now that you're feeling anxious, you don't know where your value is. So I'm always
mm,
very proud of when they come in the room and they're
yeah,
saying, I need help, but I want to like shift what you think you need help with. And
yeah.
what it really is about you seeing that your well-being, your mental well-being, physical, spiritual, all of that is just as important as everyone else.
Yeah. Can I ask you, Crystal, do you know why? And I know this sounds silly, but why and where do you think all that pressure comes from that we put on ourselves?
And some of it is societal, like we got to be superwoman,
Yeah.
specifically with Black women. We have this badge that many of us have worn about being a strong Black woman and
Hmm.
have worn it proudly. And I'm like, no, we need to let her rest. Like, she
Let
needs
her
some
have a
moment.
break.
Please, can we just let her lay down? She- I don't want it. Like, that's not a compliment to me anymore for
Yeah.
someone to say that I'm strong. I don't
Yeah.
want it. I want to be powerful, and that means that I know the power of saying yes and no, the
Yeah.
power of my boundaries, and that I have a choice. But strong Black woman means I always have to carry the weight, no matter how, yeah, no
Yeah.
matter how heavy it is. And so some of that is cultural, and we know where it comes from. I talk about this. It's not to say that we are just toxic because we have embraced that. They literally did. When we think about our ancestors, no
They
one
did.
cared about their pain. No one asked them, "Hey, how you doing? Do you need a break?" They literally did have to be strong and just push through.
Push
And
through.
we're thankful for that. We're thankful
Amen.
that they survived.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that though.
No.
They did it so that we could take a nap.
Okay, hold on. You got to unpack that for me. I agree 100% with you, but I need your help in trying to help some of us understand. I know this is what we're going to talk about.
Mhm,
Help some of us understand how to. Because I'm
mhm,
going to be honest with you, I don't know how to sit down. I don't know how not to say, me, I'll do it. What do you need done? Maybe because people expect me to do it, and I know a lot
mhm,
of our listeners can probably
mhm.
relate to that. How do we take that badge off and say, no, I can't.
Okay, so this is something that I give to pretty much every woman that I encounter. So if you find yourself, so when you're thinking about if someone asks you to do something, and the first
Yeah.
word that comes to your mind is I should,
Yes.
I'm supposed to, or I have to. I should,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to do that, or I have to. That's not really something that you're choosing.
That's true. That's true. I'm
Right,
doing it out of
and
obligation.
mhm, and the way that I really make it more concrete for people is that when you live your life based on shoulds, you are literally shoulding all over yourself. Sounds like something else, right? But it feels that way.
Uh-huh.
When you say, "I should do something," a lot of
Uh-huh.
times you're either not doing it or you really don't want to, but it's
Yeah.
pressure,
Yeah.
right, to just try to make it be done. So you
Yeah.
replace should, supposed to, and have to with want to, need to, or get to.
I
If you
love
can't change it and
Yeah.
it feel like the truth, that's a
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. Then it's a no.
Then it's a no.
I like the I get to part.
Yeah, that feels like, yay. Ooh,
Gratitude.
like I get to go help this person. I get to go serve in this way. I get to
Yeah.
learn something new. Not, I should go over there and see about them.
I ain't heard from her in a
And
minute. I should give
I'm
her a
supposed to
call.
be the one that, always does this, right? What if
Mm.
there's somebody else that's supposed to be in that place? What if somebody else really needed to take that task on? And
Wow.
because you felt like you should, or you're supposed to, or you have to, you're in the way now.
Now you're in the way.
Or
Wow.
somebody else's get to.
Uh-huh. Yes, I
Yeah,
love that.
maybe they're gonna actually get some joy out of it, and you're doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one thing that I offer a lot of women is just when you're thinking about making a choice of
Yeah.
whether or not to do something, if it's a should, supposed to, or have to, just try to fit in want to, need to, or get to. And if it doesn't, then your answer is no. And no is a complete sentence.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
And you'll have space to do the things you actually want to, need to, and get to.
Yes. Is this in the book?
That's part of it, yes.
I love
You're gonna go through identifying all your shoulds.
Uh-huh.
That was an
Yep.
episode I did with one of my really close friends, Chill Out
Uh-huh.
Mama. We went through all the shoulds that we tell ourselves. It was like endless. And we were like,
Yeah.
why? Why do I feel this makes no sense? Like
Yeah.
I'm saying I should be doing this, or I should look this way, or I should,
Yeah.
right? Do I want
Yep.
to actually?
Do I
No.
want to?
Do I actually want to do
Wow.
this?
Wow. Yeah, and it's so true. It's so true when you look at it like that. And I guarantee you, if we were to be honest with ourselves, how long do we spend debating if we should do something?
Right.
I mean, now that you think about it, I spend far too much time. That right there is stressful, you know?
All that energy. And when the real answer is I don't even want to.
I don't even want
I
to.
don't need to. Like, it doesn't benefit me. That's what the need is,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So you
Yep.
might say, I should eat better.
Yep.
That's not as motivating as I need to.
Correct.
because I want to be
Because
healthy.
I want to be healthy.
And my legs work so I get to go for a walk.
Amen.
All that feels so much better than I should have already lost 20 pounds.
That's true. Okay. Chris, I feel like you're going deeper and deeper and deeper because now I feel like I can turn that into language. And that too, that's where our anxiety comes from. That's where our even depression, because then what do most of us do? And I know I went through a stage in my life where I would sit there and lay there when, I mean, maybe just because, well, I know because I had a lot of other baggage that I needed to unpack. So going for a walk or eating good or even getting up out of the bed was really hard for me. Especially I had an accident and my back was done. I couldn't hold my baby. I had so many things that was piling up. And then I would do that. I need to get up? No. Should I get up? Should I do this?
I'm
And
supposed
and by
to.
the
I have
time
to. Yeah.
I lay right back down.
That's why I called the journal Embrace the Calm. Like, embrace having calm in your life, not always being busy, not always feeling like I have to be doing something. You can just sit. And I just saw a few seconds ago, just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
good to
Yeah.
just sit and be and give ourselves permission to do that and just to breathe.
Just to breathe.
Be in God's presence, see
Yes.
nature, like just to
Yes.
be and not always feeling like we have to be doing. And that's what Embrace the Calm. That's what the journal is all about. It's in 4 parts. The very first part is just trying to understand what stresses you have in your life, identifying them, what stress is, right? Sometimes we don't even know that what we're experiencing is stress. Or the things that we're inviting into our lives, or the people we have in our lives are all connected to the stress that we're experiencing. So first you got to be able to identify it in order to be able to do something about it.
Okay, Chrystol, you're getting into my next question. Then I'm not going to be able to ask a question. No, I'm sorry. No, listen, this is why I know that this is what we're talking about and how we are letting it flow, because you are right on it. Because here's my next question. In your experience of working with women, can you share with us some examples on how we are neglecting our self-care and how we're lacking clear boundaries to protect our mental health and our well-being and our calmness?
Well, the number one thing we kind of just talked about is saying yes to any and everything, right? Being way too free with the yes. I say be frugal with your yes and free with your no. Right? It's like money, right? Don't overspend your yes, because it's an investment. It literally is an investment of your energy, time, and effort. And so don't be so free with your yes. It's okay to be frugal with that and intentional with it. So that's one particular thing. The other thing is feeling responsible for things and people that you're not responsible for. Yeah. And that goes back to the shoulds. I should do this. I have to be the one to do all the things. I have to be the one to fix it. I have to be the one to figure it out. It's not your responsibility. Who told you that you had to be the one? And so then what does that mean? We're in a constant state of stress. You can't rest because you're constantly thinking about the things that you have to take care of or the things that you have to do. What if it was just you were just getting ready to think about the things you get to do, and then you could just sleep?
Yes.
Do this tomorrow.
Yes.
Instead of running the list in your mind of all the things you have to do.
And the things that, quite frankly, you can't control. A majority of them you can't control. That was the first thing that you said, and I feel I can relate to that. And I know a lot of women who are listening, and I don't know, maybe Chrystol, you can help me. I talk about this time and time again, and I don't know, maybe I should just stop and do some study. Or I'm going to just ask you, do you even feel that us as women, and I can only talk about myself, why do we feel that we need to just do it all? Right? Like, we just got to do it all. I mean, I struggle with that so much because, I know that my kids can probably go in there and fold and put away their own clothes, but I know it ain't going to be right. So I'm going to do it myself because I don't want you messing around with these clean clothes that I just washed. And then now they're going to end up back in the dirty clothes. So why do we feel that we can't let go of certain things and we have to control everything? Because we are neglecting ourselves in that moment.
Because you feel like you have more control over those things than what's happening inside of you. I'm gonna say we feel like, because I'm in
Ooh.
there with you. I'm not just saying everybody else.
Right.
And the only way I can say this is because I've done my own work. Like
Right.
I've done the work. So
Right.
it's we feel like we have more control over our
Yeah.
children, or making sure that they're good, or our
Yes.
husbands, or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever ministry we're serving in. I can control that.
Right.
But I don't know what's happening in here. And I don't know that I want to sit and figure it out. So
Mm.
again, I'll just look outside. If the house can look nice, if this can look nice,
Yeah.
if my family can be well behaved,
Yes. Just
then
one thing
nobody
view.
has to know that there is like chaos or turmoil or
Mm.
sadness or depression
Yeah.
internally
Yes. Yes.
that I don't want to deal with, or that baggage that's back there that I've been carrying around that is,
Mhm.
because I'm a wife now and I'm a mother. That
Yeah.
should make everything better, right?
Right. Right. Come on, Chrystol, talk
That
to us
should make
today.
everything better because I got the role, I got the thing that we're supposed to want.
Right.
He
Yeah.
chose me and I had the babies.
Yep.
Why
Yep.
am I not happy?
Yes. Listen, I
So
went
many
through it.
women come into my office and I've experienced it myself. Like, why am I not? Why is this? It feels like it's just not enough, because you are not just a mother. You are not just his wife. You are not who you are to everyone else, right?
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
an individual and you have purpose,
Yeah.
just as a woman, and you need to be connected with that. Before you can even connect with, you got to deal with all the stuff
All that stuff.
that has happened to, around you, all of that, and know who you are. Like,
Yeah.
who are you?
Yes, Chrystol, you're saying so much, and I'm so glad I have you on as a licensed professional, because it is so important to do the work. And I can tell you, and everyone knows, well, people who listen and follow me, if you don't know, you got to read my service. I wrote 16 books. I I did the work. I'm still doing the work, because I was at that point, Chrystol. I was at that point. I'm like, okay, I'm married. I got kids, house, everything's nice.
Mhm.
Why am I not happy? Why am I still struggling to find that one thing that is missing? But I didn't even understand that it was all the baggage and the junk and everything that was going on inside of me that I thought would just go away.
Oh yeah, it's been how many years? It's supposed to be gone.
That's it.
Right. I'm grown now.
Right.
It should just go away. That's not
Just
how
with a
that
snap of the finger, it's supposed to go. No, you got to do that work.
Yes, you can pray. Yes, you can
Yeah.
go to the deliverance service.
Yes, you can.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then go to therapy
And do go
afterwards
to therapy.
and
Yeah.
talk through it, so you can walk it out. You can walk out your
Yes.
healing. You can walk out your deliverance. If
Yes.
you have any of those issues, it doesn't mean you don't have faith. It doesn't mean you're not a Christian. It
Right.
doesn't mean you don't believe. You are
Right.
human. You're human.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm so glad you're talking about that, because I think a lot of us need to get to that point. However it is that you start, I encourage everyone listening to finish. Okay, so I want you to tell us some practical self-care strategies that women can incorporate into their daily lives to improve their overall mental health and well-being.
Okay. So we just talked about breathing.
Yes.
Literally just
Wait,
say,
Chrystol, can we go a little bit deeper on that?
sure. How?
Okay.
How you want to go deeper?
Okay, talk to me about breathing, because a lot of us, when we, like, I see even a really close friend of mine, I'm not gonna call out her business, but and I kind of been through it too, where we do
Mhm,
this, and I'm
mhm.
like, oh my gosh, it looks like an anxiety attack, but maybe perhaps if we just take a deeper breath. So can you talk to us
Yeah.
about that?
Sure. So actual deep breathing, you're not going to be moving your shoulders at all. We can actually go through it.
Okay.
So you're gonna relax your arms and put them on your lap or on the side of your chair. And so you'll inhale through your nose. We'll do it in just a second, but you
Oh,
inhale.
okay. Sorry, I was
We'll
getting
do it
excited.
yet. I'll talk you through it first. So you
Okay.
inhale through your nose,
Uh,
hold it, and then exhale through your mouth. Nothing really needs to be moving except your belly, because you're filling up your lungs. So a lot of us, when you see someone taking a deep breath, or what we've kind of thought is deep breathing,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
think about, if
Yeah.
you're doing this, you're actually constricting. You can't take in actually much air when you go like that. So you're really not breathing deeply. And
Yeah.
you're actually causing more stress on your body when you're trying to relax,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Actually, put your hand on your belly,
Okay.
one hand on your belly, and inhale, and you're just going to feel your belly expand. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, hold
Okay.
it, and then exhale. Feel the
Mm.
difference?
Yeah. I
So
do
inhale it.
actually.
So inhale, I'm going to count 3 seconds and try to
Okay.
inhale for those 3 seconds,
Okay.
and you should feel your belly expand. Then hold it. Okay.
Okay.
Inhale, 1, 2, 3, hold. Now blow it out. Exhale. When you exhale, I saw your shoulders go down.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I realized even on that exhale, I kind of stopped thinking about it.
Mhm,
I did. I
mhm,
stopped thinking about it. I was thinking more about okay, let me do it again.
mhm. Inhale, hold it. Have you hold it a little longer. Now blow it out as hard as you can. You need to blow it out through your mouth.
Ooh, I felt that.
Yeah. And so when you do that, just taking 5 minutes to do that, and you learn how
Ooh,
to
that is
control your breath,
real calming.
like, it's amazing how you feel afterwards, where you can inhale, and you can inhale for 5 seconds, hold it for 4, exhale for 7.
Okay, that takes. I need some time. It's a
But
lot.
whatever's going on in your head or around you, in that time, you probably felt it, your mind got clear.
It got too clear for me, Crystal,
What's too clear?
because I'm thinking about a lot of. I'm like, I mean, like you. I feel calm. I feel like I'm tired. Like I didn't even know I was tired. I mean, like I feel
That's
like
what
my muscles just relaxed. Like what? You made me too. I'm too calm now.
no, you're calm.
Wow.
And that's what you're not aware of, that you're actually walking around in tension most of the time.
Because I'm thinking.
You're thinking about what you got to do next.
Yep.
And what I want for women is to be able to embrace the calm that you just experienced. Embrace that. Even if it means after this 5 minutes, I'm going right back, at least I know I need this to have clarity when I go back into my life and I do need to make decisions. Now I
Wow.
can have clarity about, do I want to really do this? Do I
Wow.
really need this? Is this actually a yes or a no? But when you're just going, 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 you're going to go to your default, which for you, you said is yes.
Hmm.
And so now you're already maybe operating at an 8 tension level. Now you've added 3 more things to your plate. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you can get it down, so if we can get that down to a 2, and
Wow.
you're not going to want anything to disturb that. Once you start actually embracing that feeling,
What you're saying right now is so powerful. And I think a lot of us need to do, and I think I need to even do a lot more. For some ladies who may like be struggling with like cramps or back pains, or for especially those special time of the month, and you
mhm,
may not want to take medication, such as
mhm.
like Midol or Advil or Tylenol, because that stuff can make you sleepy, you can have extra bloating in my opinion. So even by doing that, I was feeling a lot of stress and tension up here. I don't, probably because I'm always like this, or whatever. Even by doing that breathing exercise, you said you even seen my shoulders drop. I did. I felt that release and
Mhm,
that tension even fall, and even some of those backaches and those, cramps, and,
mhm,
even kind of release. So I can really see myself doing this, you know, at
mhm.
times where I just need to just take a deep breath and kind of let your body flow. Cause I feel like maybe even Chris, you could tell me, by us being so stressed, that's causing, you know,
Yes,
a
uh-huh.
lot of
I love it.
internal,
Yes. 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 I mean, and
that.
it can cause extra menstrual pains. Like, it's
Yeah,
already gonna have some most people are gonna have some level of discomfort. But
right.
if you're literally tense
Yeah,
all day and your body is tense trying to allow something to flow, right?
right.
Because that was the perfect word for you to use.
Yeah, yeah,
When we relax our body,
yeah,
and we do have control over some of it. We can relax our body in some way. It helps other things flow. We talked about earlier letting our thoughts be able to flow freely, right? Being able to speak more freely. When you're really, really nervous and tense, it's hard to get the thoughts out.
Correct.
You know, right? Even when we're trying to do other things, to let things be able to flow, you got to relax, right?
Yes.
In order to experience joy, in order to experience pleasure, in order to experience all these things, calm and relaxation is a necessity. And that's why I tell a lot of women, you don't have to earn rest.
You don't have to earn rest. That is so true. Stop putting all that pressure on yourselves, ladies.
I haven't worked hard enough. I haven't worked hard enough to sit down. I didn't get enough accomplished today. I didn't do this enough in order to go take a nap. But if you take a deep breath and what you feel is, oh my goodness, I am so tired.
Wow.
What do you think your body is saying? What do you think you actually need?
Yeah. What is a good strategy or a good place to start? Let's say that, and I'm going to start tonight before I go to bed, because I'm one of those people. Some people, when their head hits the pillow, they're gone. That ain't my story. That's not my testimony. So, but I would like to do. I mean, my husband, he's so good. I mean, I swear, I'm like, hello. Oh, he's gone.
I don't know. I think it's a man. It might be a man thing. I'm not sure. But
like, you didn't wait all your life for this, didn't you?
And they just shut off. Just done.
Not me. So I'm thinking, even having that conversation with you and just doing that little exercise, I almost collapsed. No, I didn't almost collapse, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. You released, like, I released, the tension was released. Yeah.
How long would you think that, or what should I start with for some of us who are listening? And you may want to try it. Maybe try it on your lunch break. Try it before you go into work, or try before your head hits the pillow.
Well, they have great apps now that will actually remind you to breathe or to take a break. I believe it's called Breathe, but they have different apps. But you could also just set a reminder on your phone. I would say at least 3 times a day. First thing in the morning, maybe on your lunch break. When you're just trying to get into a pattern of adding in breathing into your day. So first thing in the morning, maybe on your lunch break, somewhere in the midday, and then right before you go to bed. And they actually have some animations that will say, watch this. So inhale when you see, it goes like this, exhale like that. There's another type of breathing called box breathing. So you can actually, get a pen, or you can use your finger. And so you inhale as you go up, hold, exhale, down, hold.
Wow.
Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So I've even told my kids about this, like maybe before a test, if they feel anxious, just get a piece of paper and then do your boxes and do your breathing. And again, it clears your mind. Then you can go ahead and do your test. Or if something happens at work where you feel kind of worked up, I just need to calm myself. It's a grounding technique where it gets you back into the present. Gets you back into what's actually real, not what your mind is telling you is important or what's making you anxious, but what's actually real in the moment.
Yes. Hold on. You just said something, and this has nothing to do with it, but I love what you just said, even before we speak. So with my younger ones, this is what I always tell them: calm down, take a deep breath, but actually, now that I think about it, I think we all could use it, especially like you said, when you get worked up. Somebody gets on your last nerves, or you want to lash out. In my journey to changing, and I'm still on this journey, there was a time that I wouldn't say anything, and then I went far extreme, and there was a time that I said far too much. I didn't think about anything. Like, everybody was getting slashed. But I had to get to a point that, it was like, okay, Leah, take a deep breath before you respond to that email. Take a deep breath before you respond, to anything on social media, or, take a deep breath before you, lash out on, at your partner, or at your business partner, or at your kids. And that's what I'm even doing now. So now even my kids see me taking now I didn't take a deep breath like how you said it. My deep breath like that. Like, I'm perfecting that deep breath. Right. Right. See, I didn't have no technique with it. Now I'm gonna try with technique, and I
Mhm.
might actually be able to really do something dangerous. Okay, y'all better
Yeah,
watch out for me.
you're gonna have the hand on your belly, doing some real deep breathing, and you're gonna come back and like, "Look, what happened? Where did she just go?" Right?
Yes,
Just take my deep
yes,
breath. Right. And the other thing you were saying some practical tips about where to start. Another thing that
yes.
I offer a lot of clients is to create a wind down routine for the end of the day. So a
Mm,
wind down routine is to do something comforting or
mhm.
calming for each of your senses. So something for your eyes or your sight. So some
Yeah.
people that means putting the phone away so you no longer
Uh-huh.
look at the screen, right?
Mhm.
Or for some people it's like putting ice packs on their eyes or
Yeah.
or watching something that is soothing. So
Yeah.
something that smells good, something that feels good on your skin, a sound. So some people do soundscapes. It could be something that's just really calming or listening to worship music or
Yeah.
just your favorite song. Herbal tea can be smell and taste because it smells good and it can feel good going down. So
Yeah.
choosing something simple for a simple wind down routine that's telling your body it's the end of the day. You deserve to wind down and calm yourself before you go to bed instead of go, 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 and then try to go to sleep.
That's a lot, and that's probably why our mind wanders, and we have such a hard time getting it. Well, I can only talk about myself. Crystal, tell us where we can find your books.
You can find Embrace the Calm on Amazon.com. Just look for Embrace the
Mhm.
Calm by Chrystol Wilson-Payne. I'll show you what it looks like so you'll know. Let's see. There we go.
Yes.
I love the
Yes.
cover because it's so calming.
I did too. It's so common. Literally, that's what I said when I seen it.
Yeah, it's so calming, and you can get through the journal in 60 days if you do something every day. There are coloring pages in there. That's another thing that's really calming. That's actually they're mandala coloring pages, and it's been shown that it calms your brain and your body if you just take the time to just color a little bit in there. There's some free spaces
Yeah.
for you to just kind of journal and process what you're going through, but there's a
Mhm.
prompt each day that's going to take you on a journey from stress to joy and fulfillment and calm.
Nice. So, Crystal, I want to ask you for some of our listeners who may be listening to you and they love your style. I love your style. And are you taking new clients right now?
I am. I am taking
Listen,
clients
lady.
as a therapist. So I am located in Georgia. So if you're
Mm,
in Georgia, I can see you as a therapist. But also, I do also do coaching for women.
got it. Okay. Got it. So you can do online coaching.
Online coaching for
Yeah.
anyone.
Mhm.
Therapy, and there is a difference.
There.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
Therapy for those that are in Georgia.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, that is good to know. I'm so glad, Crystal, that you came and you shared these different techniques and you really brought to us the importance of just embodying and embracing your calm. And I think it's something, like you said, it's something that we can actually have control over, and that's ourselves. That's news to a lot, and it's news to me. We don't have to control everything. And I think if I took anything from that, from today, that's what I took. But I don't want to just take something away from this. I want you to give us some last tips, a last message from you to carry us throughout the week, Crystal. What do you have to say to our listeners?
Okay. Well, I'm going to kind of reiterate some of the things that I said today. So the number one thing is stop shooting all over yourself, right? Let go of the should, supposed to, and have to. Embrace want to, need to, and get to, because you get to choose how you're going to experience your life. If you want joy, lean more into want to, need to, and get to. Okay, you
Mm,
don't have to earn rest. You are a human being. That's how God created us, as a human being, not a human doing. And so you don't have to earn it. It is your right. So rest. Go take a nap. Sit down.
yes.
You're fine. It's okay.
Yes.
Accept your own humanity. So many of us pour into so many other people and do a beautiful job of caring for other people. Isn't it sad that we don't get the privilege of our own care?
Yeah.
You do a great job with everybody else. Do a great job with you. That's what self care is. It is not selfish. It means you matter just as much as everyone else.
Mm, mm,
And then the
mm.
last thing is pause and take a deep breath.
Yes. Yes, Chrystol.
I'm gonna have to do it during this. I
And
even
you
had to
did
do it
it.
during this interview.
Yes, and you did it with so much grace and so much calmness, Chrystol. I will tell you, ladies, for those who have not seen and you weren't privy to this whole interview on the ins and outs, and you probably won't see it because we have a great editor. Chrystol lives what she speaks and what she teaches. And I watched her be extremely calm and take deep breaths, even in times where she could have just been like, oh my God, what is going on? And gave up. She controlled what she was able to control. I want to tell you, ladies, I want to thank you so much for coming here and listening to this episode today. Chrystol, thank you so much for coming and sharing and pouring and teaching us about our owning our own calmness and not, hold on. I almost said it, and not shooting all over
You gotta
ourselves.
be careful. You gotta be careful with
Gotta be
it.
careful with that. Can't be throwing that should around like that. Um, so ladies, please, 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 please get this book, pick it up. I'm getting it. I think we all need it, and especially as women moms. We have our hands in everything. We're always so busy, and it is okay to be busy, and it's okay, but don't stress yourself out about it. And I'm going to begin to live in my get to stage. That's really the stage that I'm gonna just live in, and I'm gonna coast in for now, and until I figure it out. I get to interview and talk to amazing ladies, and I get to be a mom and be a wife and have my hands in everything, but at the same time I am going to also protect my yes. And that's what I took out of this today. Thank you, Chrystol. And ladies, please, would y'all please like type in what you got out of this today? Because this was helpful for me. And Chrystol and I are interested in hearing what you got out of it today.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that someone reading it or scrolling through the comments will be able to pick up some of these tips and instill them in the lives of their own or their friends or family members around them. So thank you so much, Chrystol, for being my guest today. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us on another episode of Woman Witness Podcast. Perhaps, maybe perhaps you were chosen for such a time as this to write, to tell your story, your truth. Until next time, bye.
Bye. Thank you, Leah.